Hey everybody, it's now June. I'm certain by the time of this upload, it's already June 1st, or past it. My foreshadow was right. Woke leftist mob and activist is gonna have a meltdown, and a massive one, on anything they hate. And the virtue signaling is gonna be shunned to the roof. What we're talking about is another woke video game, surprisingly from Insomniac, which I'm gonna be making a separate video on Insomniac. This is for Marvel's Wolverine. It has been confirmed that, well, I think it should have been confirmed after Marvel Spider-Man 2, Wolverine is gonna be woke. Let's get into this video from Hypnotic. I'll play snippets of it and then link the full video in the description.
You know, it's always in the eyes. I really don't know how to put it other than it's always in the eyes, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever need to understand what you're dealing with, just look into the eyes of people. It will tell you everything you need to know. It says Associate Narrative Director at Insomniac Games, who is working on the upcoming Marvel Wolverine game, Mary Kenny, declared that every lever must be pulled in order to push a disordered LGBTQ+ agenda. Now, the thing about Insomniac Games is that I can't take Insomniac Games virtue signaling seriously, and I don't think anybody in the LGBTQ activist community should take their virtue signaling seriously either, because you are realizing that this company is willing to sell you down a pipeline really quickly if it gives them more money from other countries that don't support your social causes. They've been willing to remove all of the LGBTQ propaganda that they put in the games as long as they can release these games in places like the Middle East. You need to realize that. I mean, at some point, I want to speak to an activist in that particular community and ask them if they are happy with this level of representation and how superficial it is, with the fact that they are willing to give you up at a dime, like quickly. The moment they see that they can make a lot more money by not pushing your agenda, they're willing to give it up and remove it from the game as long as they can release that game elsewhere.
You don't know, many places in the Middle East has been censored for in this game. I'm not certain about the Marvel Spider-Man 1 PS4. I think it's still good, although I really need to recheck it if there was any censorship, because then again, that game was released. Now, remember, Marvel Spider-Man 1 released way before Sweet Baby Inc. has ever evolved, okay? Let's just put it there. So I think if you guys want to play Insomniac games, play Marvel Spider-Man 1 PS4. I think it's still not censored. I'm not certain about the costume, but it's better than nothing. So let's continue further.
Bemoaning the lack of LGBTQ+ characters in video games, Kenny described the report as heartbreaking. She also stated that GLAAD report tells us something key. Games are a way for LGBTQ people to socialize, but it also tells us something heartbreaking, that LGBTQ gamers don't feel that developers are thinking of them when they design games. No, developers are thinking of gamers when they design games. That's the thing. Developers are thinking of gamers as a whole. They're not thinking of your social causes. They're not thinking of your sexuality. They're not thinking of who you're sleeping with right now. They're thinking about gamers. That's what they should be thinking about. They're thinking, how can this game be entertaining, fun, and maybe even slightly addictive to the gamers so that we can have a successful game? What can we do to make that happen? It's definitely not who you're sleeping with in the bedroom, and it's definitely not your activism. It is all about gamers, and it should be for gamers, since we are the customers.
See, everybody don't care about this. They want to make money. They don't care about your social cause, and they're thinking about gamer as a whole. Well, except of course Ubisoft, Activision right now, we all know how that works. They don't care about gamers. I'm certain Insomniac, honestly I thought I want to put Insomniac in my anti-woke game studios, but sadly what happened with Marvel Spider-Man 2, I decided I'm not doing it. They're woke already. It's done. Remember, these activists, they're not the consumers. They're not gonna buy it, okay? That goes same for the critics. They're not gonna buy it. So it's a good thing Stellar Blade is now succeeding. And you wanna know what? Stellar Blade has been uncensored. And it's all thanks to Grum's petition, even though he hasn't sent it yet. However, if I had to make a guess, somebody, or perhaps at least one of them, from Shift Up CEO or Shift Up company, they must have signed the petition. They must have seen it. So even though they haven't needed it or have the petition yet, they must have seen it online. Because remember, that thing is public info, so anyone can access it. There's more to come, but I think I'll leave the full video link in the description. Now, if you guys want to play Marvel Wolverines or anything, yeah, I think best play the old one, the one with the PS3. I believe it's called X-Men Origin Wolverine. And there's also Marvel's Ultimate Alliance, which I think is better, even though it's not similar to, well, I think it's a bit similar to the comics, but there are some goofiness. Yes, even though it's janky because of a console, but overall it does do good. That's all that matters. leave a like and subscribe. If you guys want to see video game news or anything, visit my first channel up here. And if you have any recommendation for woke, anti-woke video games, TV shows, etc. or anything at all, list it in the comments.